So Donald Trump has continued yesterday's complete meltdown over Michelle Obama into today.
Born November 5th, you know what's nasty to me? Michelle Obama. She was, remember when I met with Obama, his wife was very nasty to me the other day. That was not nice. She was very nasty. She said nasty things. I was always very respectful of her.
And can we all just enjoy the irony of a man who once was sued by the Justice Department for discriminating against black tenants, having a black woman living rent-free in his head? I mean, more than one, I should add.
I always tried to be so nice and respectful. Oh, she opened up a little bit of a box. She opened up a little bit of something. Oh, she was nasty.
With just a week left in the 2024 US presidential election cycle, Donald Trump has decided that the best way to make his final pitch to voters across the country, particularly in the battleground states, is to host a hate rally in Madison Square Garden, in which a guest speaker admitted it was referred to as a Nazi rally.
Listen to me from Jerusalem. They really do this. Like all of you, listen to me, all of you. I get back and they go, Sid, you want to speak at this MSG thing? I go, sure. Out of character for me to speak at a Nazi rally. I was just in Israel, but I took the gig.
While another guest insulted an entire subset of the American electorate with this joke.
A lot going on. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah. I think it's called Puerto Rico.
And to cap off that stellar appeal, Donald Trump was in Atlanta, Georgia, where he denied being a Nazi while continuing to spew hateful anti-immigrant rhetoric and took swipe at former First Lady Michelle Obama, saying, quote, she has been nasty to him in her recent criticism of the former president. And he ominously warned that she made, quote, a big mistake by doing so.
And actually put us in a lot of danger, to be honest with you. If I didn't have somewhat of a relationship with Russia and Putin and all, we had to have it. And by the way, getting along with President Xi and Putin and Kim Jong-un of North Korea. If you remember when I met with Obama, his wife was very nasty to me the other day. That was not nice. She was very nasty. She said nasty things. I was always very respectful of her, but she got up there, which shows you how nervous they are about what's happening. But she was nasty 2 days ago. She got up and said some bad things she shouldn't have said. They were wrong, too. But we're going to turn our country around. Born November 5th, you know what's nasty to me? Michelle Obama. She was, ooh. A little bit of something. Oh, she was nasty. Ooh. Shouldn't be that way. That was a big mistake that you made.
And that's really going to help with your appeal to women. This, of course, is in response to a stellar speech the former First Lady gave, appealing to men in America who are considering voting for Trump and what message that sends to the women in their life.
So let me take a minute to help folks, especially the men in our lives, to get a better sense of what could happen if we keep dismantling parts of our reproductive care system piece by piece, as Trump intends to do. I want folks to understand the chilling effect, not just on critical abortion care, but on the entirety of women's health. All of it. There are good reasons why so many women and physicians are horrified by what's happened since Donald Trump's justices overturned Roe v. Wade. We're seeing women scrambling across state lines to get the care they need. Just this week, a major medical journal reported that after Roe was overturned, infant mortality in this country rose, in large part because women are being forced to carry fetuses that won't survive to term. One woman spent 22 days in jail on murder charges after she miscarried in her own bathroom. We are seeing doctors unsure if they can treat ectopic pregnancies. Doctors being told they can't treat a woman until she becomes so close to death that only a life of the mother exception will allow them to act. So I am asking y'all from the core of my being to take our lives seriously. Please. hands of politicians, mostly men, who have no clue or do not care about what we as women are going through, who don't fully grasp the broad-reaching health implications that their misguided policies will have on our health outcomes. The only people who have standing to make these decisions are women with the advice of their doctors. We are the ones with the knowledge and experience to know what we need. So please, do not hand our fates over to the likes of Trump, who knows nothing about us, who has shown deep contempt for us. Because a vote for him is a vote against us, against our health, against our worth.
Meanwhile, her husband stumped for Harris alongside Bruce Springsteen in Philadelphia, with the 44th president taking aim at his Republican successor's Madison Square Garden rally in New York, again calling back to comedian Tony Hinchcliffe's racist joke about Puerto Rico.
We saw it last night. I know nobody's going to boo now. All you're going to do is vote. So the man holds this big rally at Madison Square Garden. And the warm-up speakers were saying we're trotting out and peddling the most racist, sexist, bigoted stereotypes. One guy called Puerto Rico, quote, an island of garbage. These are fellow citizens he's talking about. Here in Philadelphia, they are your neighbors. They are your friends. They are your co-workers. Their kids go to school with your kids. These are Americans. They're people. And that is the reason why this election should not be close. It should be clear. Here's a good rule. If somebody does not respect you, if somebody does not see you as fellow citizens with equal claims to opportunity, to the pursuit of happiness, to the American dream, you should not vote for them. You should not expect them to make your life better. They will not help you make they will not help you pay the bills. They're not gonna work hard to make sure your kid gets a good education. They're not gonna help you with a down payment on a house. I mean, we have to reject the kind of politics of division and hatred that we saw represented. America's ready to turn the page. America's ready for a better story. Philadelphia, we are ready for a president, Kamala Harris. And the good news is Kamala Harris is ready for the job.
And you know, this joke went over as well as J.D. Vance's appearance in a donut shop when swaths of Republicans went into complete overdrive trying to walk back the comments because they know how damaging they may be, which is what liberal voice of sanity on Fox News at 5, Jessica Tarlov, pointed out recently.
But maybe
Is
if
he a
you
roast
saw...
comic? Are you a fan of roast? I remember you loving the Tom Brady roast.
I was about to say, I in fact thought Hinchcliffe was one of the funnier people at Tom Brady's roast. Mm-hmm. But a comedy show and a closing message political rally are very different. And
Agreed.
You want to do no harm with 8 days left to go. And it's very clear that harm was done. And you know that because Republicans came out right away flipping out about this. Rick Scott posting, Anthony D'Esposito, who is a congressman in Suffolk County, immediately said, absolutely not to this. Puerto Ricans are great. He's Puerto Rican himself. Marco Rubio came out, he's trying to defend the larger message, but he said Puerto Ricans are good people. And the Kamala Harris campaign is reporting that they haven't seen something break through like this comment has yet in the campaign. They're talking about...
And here's the thing I'll say, right? Despite being within every right to do so, watch Kamala Harris respond to the media. When she's goaded on a response to insults made from Trump, she immediately puts the focus back on the American people, what they want in a leader and what they need.
Michelle Obama said recently that you faced a double standard in this campaign. Do you feel like you've had to clear a higher bar every day than Donald Trump?
My role and responsibility running for President of the United States is to make my case to the American people and to earn their support. And that is why I'm spending time traveling the country to listen to folks and to talk with them about my plans for strengthening our small businesses, my plans for helping people with home ownership, my plans to help young families with children. And that's the work that I'm going to continue to do, not taking anyone for granted, but knowing that I have to earn their support. And my plans and policies, including economists who have reviewed them, point to one fact, which is that my approach will strengthen America in many ways, including our economy. Donald Trump will weaken America and our economy.
Trump just can't help himself but get entangled in personal insults and ad hominem, because when he feels someone insulted him, it's impossible for such a small man to rise above it. He just has to engage, and all he does is remind the American people that nobody will matter more to Donald Trump than Donald Trump. He can't stand the fact that a black woman dares to oppose him, let alone two. So he resorts to his instinctual misogyny that does nothing but alienate more women across the country.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Meidas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.